guys, welcome to Clockwork Noodles. I'm back with you for Vanitas again, one of my favourite animes of the season, really enjoying it. This is episode 11, so we are now at the penultimate episode. This week on the Sunday, hopefully if I get my butt moving, so that is 2 days away, I will be bringing out my end of season review, and this is where I crown my top 3 anime of this season. So make sure you are subscribed to the channels, or you can join a Discord as well, and that will give you a notification straight to your phone whenever videos go up. But yes, indeed, in this review, I crown my top 3. Last season, you guys know, I struggled last season. I really struggled. And then this season, it's the opposite. It's like there's not enough to crown, if you get my drift. It's going to be interesting. I think I finally got my order sorted, so make sure you tune into that video so you can find out what I actually crown. I will also be telling you guys what's coming your way, because the next season, fall 2021, it looks stacked. There's a lot of good animes coming your way. There's a lot of good sequels coming your way. I need to tell you guys what is coming your way to enlighten you on when they also air and when things are starting. We haven't got very long till some of the first episodes start airing. Make sure you're tuned in, because I'm going to have that video as informative as possible. And I'm also going to tell you what new breakdowns are coming your way next season on my channel. I think I've got some fun ones picked. I really hope you find at least something that you want to watch and to see me break down. So without further ado, let's get going. This is indeed the penultimate episode, episode 11. However, you guys have indeed informed me there is going to be more. So there's going to be another core. I don't think this is a continuous one. I don't think it continues over. There's a gap, so I think it's coming out in winter. There's going to be more Vanitas. I'm happy there's more Vanitas, because I am predicting we're going to end perhaps on a bit of a cliffhanger. Although this week's episode as well also had quite the cliffhanger-y moment at the end. Very, very nervous. I think we're definitely heading towards a cliffhanger for this. I got some theories, but I don't want to make too many predictions just yet. I'll probably make some predictions in the next episode for you guys as well. It is a very interesting episode. It's a episode of 2 halves. Obviously, we've got our main event going on. Vanitas and his date. Would you believe it? The Hellfire Witch has indeed invited him out on a date. And I was like, that's a bit suspicious. And of course, I've got every reason to be suspicious, because I was under the impression that she really didn't like him, which I think it's 50-50 now. I'm a bit more 50-50 with this. But it is also a great chance to catch up with Amelia. So we haven't seen Amelia for a while. She is, of course, helping out at the hotel, which is very nice to see her still living a good life, thanks to Vanitas and his saving of episode 1. Been a while since we've seen her, so a nice little touch base on that. But the Hellfire Witch and her act, of course, super sus. I was very sus indeed, and especially after last week's big reveal. Obviously, we know that the Hellfire Witch is linked to Luca. She acts like a protector, a guardian of Luca, and Luca has that massive link to Ruffian. I don't think there's actually anything too suspicious going on, because the man himself makes an appearance elsewhere. I was very suspicious whether this was an act for that reason. This is an act, but not for the reasons I initially thought. Because I initially was worried that he was going to try and get to Vanitas, or try and get info from Vanitas by using her. He's already made that public declaration that he loves her. I was like, this is common knowledge. Most people know that he has a thing for her, at the very least. Regardless of how she feels, they know that he apparently likes her. I still don't know quite 100% where he actually stands. It is indeed revealed to be an act. It is an act to try and get Vanitas to leave poor Hellfire Witch alone. And we already know that he did say that he doesn't want a woman who would love him back. She is trying to get Vanitas to back away. This completely gets thrown on his head in this episode, and we actually do kind of see her true feelings start slipping out. Clever strategy that she does put into play, with help, of course, from our dating guru, Dominique, which is a bit of an odd one, because I think Dominique is still theoretically single, but emotionally she is taken. Overly clingy, play like you're in love, tell him that you really like him, and try and, I guess, become overbearing to the fact that Vanitas is going to be like, whoa, I don't like this, and walk away. So that is the initial plan. However, I figured quite early on that he was pretty much aware of the act, and it's the reaction he initially gives where he just kind of goes, it's the face. He pulls the face. You can see the face in your head when he's just staring at her, because she's all like, oh, I don't know if I fall in love with you. It's that reaction where I was like, oh, he sussed it. He's totally sussed it. Because it's after that he starts playing along with the act as well. Hands up! Who thinks the Hellfire Witch is absolutely adorable? Because she really is adorable this episode. Her reactions, everything, how cute she is. The fact that she keeps letting it slip that she's actually enjoying herself when she's trying to be like, no, I hate you. Oh, actually, I'm really enjoying myself. No, I hate you. I thought she was absolutely adorable. And I figured that he was totally playing along. He is playing her at her own game. And we can start to see that she's actually slowly falling for him. Just even if it's a slight, she is actually letting it slip. She's actually enjoying it. She even says that her heart is racing. So it's a very interesting sequence. It's a very fun cover-up for the fact that there's something a bit darker going on, which we'll get to in a moment. This week I'm very happy as well because best boy Dante has remade an appearance. Haven't seen him in a while. At least you're not going to be evil, right, Dante? Right? Dante and Dominique are an absolutely hilarious stalker crew. They make a fantastic comedy side duo this week as well. I also think they are kind of good together, but I don't think Noé's going to be appreciative of that. But Dominique in her steampunk costume, I really like this costume, and I mean, casual cosplay anybody, I totally could get that done quite easily, but I really want to do Veronica. Damn it, I had to cosplay both sisters, don't I? That's where we're going with this. But oh my goodness, guys, bad guy alert, bad guy alert. There's a hot bad guy alert. He's hot, wait, no. Bad guy alert. This is not a drill. Noé is all on his own. And Rufian is right there with him. If this wasn't flashing red lights left, right, and centre, red flags now with the reveal we've already had, and the fact that we know that Rufian needs to apparently deal with Noé, and there's no witnesses, Rufian has literally hired out an entire cafe. There is no middle ground with this guy, is there? There's no way of subtly him doing things. He has hired an entire cafe to get exactly what he wants. He's a lord, he can hire things out, he's rich. But to me, I was just going in my head, no, this is bad. This is really, really bad. And it does go really, really bad. I figured initially that Rufian was after information on Vanitas, and he was going to try and get it via Noé because he knows that Noé is very close to him. He does technically get information on Vanitas, but it's not what he's after. It's definitely not the thing that he really wants at the end. However, our date is going really, really well. So let's go back to something which is going very, very well. The date. I know the poor Hellfire which doesn't want it to go well, but it is going very well. You've got to admit, this is quite a good date. Vanitas is quite the gentleman, and he ends up going by what she wants to do. He makes quite a good city guide. I like the fact as well that we also get a chance to see some of the high points of Paris, like the Hill of Montmartre. I have been there. I've also been there, and I definitely got a very beautiful view. I've seen that tower as well. So it's a very nice little moment just to see everything. Obviously, Notre Dame is there. You see Gare du Nord, everything. Just a really nice little kind of, hey, this is here. And we also get to see a very cute moment of the Hellfire Witch really enjoying the food. To be fair, that is one of the best things to do when you go on a holiday, is trying all the different cuisines and stuff. She's like me. I think me and her would get on quite nicely. But the chibi versions they use are absolutely adorable, and I think they're perfect for these moments because it's comic, it's cute. These moments are supposed to be cute, so using a chibi version, which is really, really cute, really, really works. Let's go to something which isn't quite cute. Rufian. Well, I used to find you cute, but you're evil now. Evil Rufian. Rufian's backstory. So Noé does state that he's very similar to his teacher. We do know that there's actually a link regardless between the two, because Noé's teacher apparently hates Rufian. And of course, now with the knowledge that Rufian is technically a bad guy, perhaps the tutor knew this, but that would throw my initial theory that the tutor had a link to the charlatan on its head, because if Rufian's working with the charlatan, the tutor can't be he hates him. Or perhaps he does. I mean, there might be more to it, but I'm starting to try and correct my theories with the new information that we gained last week. Rufian tells us that his students are dead, but he also said that he gave them some really interesting information. So I am thinking that they were either human, and they've obviously died in these bloody fights that were going on, or he perhaps sparked a revolution. That's just something I want to sit on. That might not hold any water. But I figured that they could tie it into the French Revolution here. I can't quite remember what time period we're dealing with, but I think it's around the right period of time that at least they could have died in the French Revolution, and that's something that's been and gone. So Rufian gets all the information that he needs quite easily. We do get to see Noé freely talking about Vanitas and the real Vanitas. And on the other side of things, Vanitas himself, in his own little date, has kind of figured out the entire plan. Kind of does the whole, I love you, I fancy you too. Her reaction was absolutely hilarious. And then, of course, she's like, no. So again, she goes back to playing the chase, but she becomes the mouse again. She's not playing into his arms. She's forgetting to do the whole, I love you too kind of thing. So instead of actually pulling in where you should be going, I love you, she actually starts pulling away again, which is what Vanitas really wants. Sadly, it seems Vanitas really has got it figured out. The tides have turned. he's definitely in control of this situation. The episode now is taking its quite dive towards the darker aspects. What I do like at this point is we start to hear the bell tolling in the music. And it obviously leads to the question that hell breaks loose at this point. Now, bells tolling are never really a good thing. They normally symbolize the end of something or the beginning of something. At this point, I think it's the end of Rufian's nice guy act, because at this point, he can't come back from it. He's definitely going to be the bad guy. If Noe even remembers it, I've got a few theories that he may not remember what happens. This is the moment where we hear the bells start to toll. They're not tolling a good thing at this point. Where we get the question, whose side are you really on? What's the difference between a human and a vampire? I believe Rufian wanted the answer that he was on a side. Even anything. I think he was hoping that Noe would choose vampires. I'm going to pick a side. But sadly, Noe doesn't choose any side. He decides that an enemy really is just somebody who attacks you. They could be either a vampire or a human, which of course is the correct way of seeing things. However, the reaction we get with Rufian and him telling him that, you failed the test, it tells you that Rufian was hoping that he would at least pick a side. He was trying to gauge if Noe was loyal to the vampires, which is what I think he's trying to get at. And obviously, Noe didn't answer correctly, and this really goes very, very bad for Noe. What is going to happen there? I'm a little bit concerned now for poor Noe. This nicely turns into our last sequence, the Hellfire Witch and Vanitas. And it seems that somebody has told the Hellfire Witch not to say anything, which of course is our link to Rufian. And we can clearly see the outline of Rufian within those visions. Is he the reason she's cursed? Has he got something to do with the reason she's cursed? Because I think the charlatan is acting alongside him. We also see the fact that she can't say anything. Whether he's also done something with his powers to control her to the point where she can't actually talk about it. I do think that he's definitely got some power that's preventing her from telling the truth. Interesting, we're definitely taking a dive into the darkness and the sad again, because at this point as well, she does state that she's starting to lose her sanity, which I think is something that was explained as one of the curse's effects. Obviously, she can't say anything about it, and at this point, Vanitas can't really do a great deal. But it does actually promise that he will kill her if she loses herself, which is a mercy killing. So I guess that's why we have the title promise this week. It is the promise that he makes to her. But Vanitas' excessive blush was a tiny bit excessive, as he's there with a huge blush mark on his face. It just seemed a wee bit excessive. It's a very good episode, and now that I have the information that we got last week, everything is now having a different meaning to it. So as soon as I saw Rufian just appearing, I was like, oh god, this is bad. This is going to end bad. And then you hear the bells tolling. You're like, oh no, this is definitely going to end bad. I'm just nervous. I'm really worried that Noe is going to be either changed by what we've just seen, or they're going to end on a cliffhanger and we don't know what happened to Noe, and Noe is going to have vanished for a bit. Very, very worried. Obviously, as well, we've got this stuff going down with Vanitas, with the Hellfire Witch. I think there's going to be a link with the Hellfire Witch to at least help Vanitas start unraveling things, because she's got a direct link to Rufian and Lucas. There's going to be a few things he can definitely put together at the most. It's interesting. Things are definitely heating up. Things are heating up because we've only got one episode left, my friends. I'm sad to see it end, but I'm also so glad that I actually gave this anime a chance, and I have enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. But I will give you all my full thoughts on this anime in particular, or will I, in my end of season review. Will Vanitas make that list? Big question marks. Make sure you guys are subscribed to either or both if you're feeling very generous, because my video should go up either Sunday or Monday. Depends how long it takes to make. There's a lot of things I need to do in this video, so it's going to be quite a long one, but it's going to be different and it's going to be super informative. So have a good day, guys. Stay creative and stay safe. Bye, guys.